Hi everyone and welcome to this SwiftFox Masterclass. Today we're looking at receipt and invoice action centers, and specifically the columns that aren't showing when you open them. Every action center table has a column visibility control, the eye icon, in the toolbar, labeled Choose Columns to Hide. That's where the new additions are currently sitting. What matters now is that a new column doesn't add itself to a view you've already built. It arrives switched off. The data behind them is being captured either way. It's your view that was configured before the column existed. A receipt carries two dates, a created date and an effective date. Created date is when the record came into existence. Effective date is when the money actually moved. For gateway payments, these are usually the same day, so the distinction can feel academic, until you're dealing with a backdated cash, a check banked late, or a payroll deduction run. Unallocated is the portion of a receipt that hasn't yet been applied to an invoice. It's useful anywhere, but it most earns its keep on subscription invoices. When a payment hasn't been correctly applied to a subscription, the money is in the account, but it isn't attached to the right membership year. So the member's paid to date is wrong, and they can show as unfinancial despite having paid. Unallocated is the column that exposes that. Filter on it, and you have a standing view of payments that haven't landed where they should, rather than discovering it one complaint at a time. Line comments and invoice line comments lift details that previously required opening each receipt drawer up to the table level, where it can be sorted, filtered, and exported alongside everything else. On the invoice side, there are three worth noting. Tax is the GST, or local equivalent, totaled from the invoice's line items. Invoice line comments does the same job as on receipts. And event displays the linked event name, whether an invoice arrives through a ticket, which turns per event revenue reconciliation into a filter rather than an export and a pivot table. So to wrap up, these new columns won't automatically appear in views you've already built. Switching them on turns on a partial view of your finances into a complete defensible one. The simplest first step is your receipts action center. Switch on effective date and unallocated and see what they tell you. Thank you for joining this masterclass, and we'll see you on the next one.